This is Ashley Quinn, real estate broker with Premier Agents Network. I joined Premier Agents Network in January of 2019, and it was kind of a surprise that I didn't see coming, but I really needed and didn't know I needed at the time. I had been in real estate for probably 2 years, maybe 3, and I had a fairly successful business by statistical standards. But I was drowning. I was working all the time, 7 days a week. I would be at the office until 10 o'clock at night. And also, I felt like I didn't have any guidance. And I feel like that's one of the problems with this industry as a whole, is that you pass a test and then they say, go sell real estate. So I was having plenty of transactions. I just didn't know where to go next, sometimes with a transaction, but mostly just with my business. And where should I spend my marketing money? What should I do to grow? Do I need to grow? How do I grow? Questions like that. And in 2018, I had a transaction, actually 2 transactions with Justin Burleson. And as part of one of those transactions, he said, if I were to start a team, would you join? And I flat said no. I was like, absolutely not. And he said, well, why not? And I said, well, number one, I don't want to lose my brand. I had already mostly haphazardly built something from scratch, and I didn't want to lose that. I didn't want my name to not be on the sign in the yard of my listings. And also, I wanted to build something for the long term that was mine, and it didn't have someone else's name on it. And he said, well, what if you could build your own brand as part of this team? And what if I could give you admin support that you don't have to hire and train? And I said, let's go to lunch. And so we did. And over collards and some sweet potatoes, Justin shared his vision with me, a Premier Agents Network, and I thought, oh no, this is exactly what I need at the time. And so I thought about it for a little while. Now, in hindsight, I wish I had done it then. I wish I had said yes, yes, yes. But it took me a little while because I think in this business, sometimes change is difficult, especially when you've built something and you're not sure where you're going on the other side. But I will unequivocally tell you that it has been the best move I've made in my business. My business has doubled in 2 years, in the 2 years that I've been with Premier Agents Network. And one thing I love about this team is that we are, as I mentioned, a bunch of go-getters. And so there are people on this team that sell 30 million. There are some that sell 15 million. There are some that sell 10, 8, 7. So there's always going to be someone that you can have a conversation with that says, where am I going next? What do I need to do now? How do I need to spend my marketing money? What do I need to be doing with my time? How can I utilize these admins to grow further? Always someone who can mentor you no matter where you are in your business. The second reason that I think I've grown so much is the admin support. So basically, my efforts are doubling. When I'm zigzagging around Raleigh, there are admins behind the scenes that are working on things that I can't be working on in my car while I'm with a client. Things like writing an offer or looking up a septic permit or checking on the lot lines. So while I'm doing that, taking care of the client, there are people behind the scenes that are helping me do some of the things that I couldn't do while I'm on the road. So when Justin and I were initially talking about this team, of course, he shared with me that I would have the opportunity to recruit. And at the initial lunch, when I joined the team for the first 6 months, I said, I'm not a recruiter. I'm too busy. I'm not going to recruit. But what happened was, as I began to tell other agents about my business and the benefits that I received by being a part of this team, they started to say, well, I kind of want that. Some of them needed a mentor. Some of them liked our commission splits. Some of them loved the admin support. And so as I began to tell that story, they began to jump on board, and something completely unexpected happened. This year, I'm going to make $15,000 in residual income, which was a bit surprising to me. I had no idea that that was a possibility. But one of the things, now that I think about it, that I didn't really think about when I joined the team is that there are only a certain number of hours in the day. And you know how busy we are as agents, and there gets to be a point where you sort of cap out at the amount of business that you can do. And this gives me another revenue stream that honestly is the easiest thing I've ever done. Telling the story of this team is so easy, like I'm doing right now, because the benefits that I've received are beyond what I ever expected. So as I began to receive this residual money that I really never intended to get, but as I had conversations with people, they joined, I began to deep dive in, is this happening everywhere? And what I found out is that there are other firms that offer the opportunity to earn residuals, but they cap them. And one thing I love again about Premier Agents Network is that we are the most agent-friendly team out there. And so we do not cap residuals. You have the ability to earn residual income to infinitum. And as long as people are growing, your residuals are going to grow, and you get to continue to sell real estate, but provide another income stream that will allow you to even grow larger. I love the choices that I've made to join Premier Agents Network. Absolutely zero regrets. And for the future, my goal is to double again in 2 years. And I really think with what we have in place at this team that I'll be able to do that and maybe even beyond. I love telling the story of Premier Agents Network and how it's impacted me and my business. If you have any questions or would just love to have a conversation about how we might be able to help you grow, please reach out to me at ashley@ashquinn.com, or you can text or call at 919-622-9950.